So, I'm live, and this is the first time I'm doing my live session, so I'm a bit nervous, and let's see how things are going. Made a little setup to talk about things like uh, a new program, everything is perfect, be pure and be your inner light. Those are the main topics I want to talk about today. And of course, I'm curious to see if everything is working. So I'm going to check it a little bit if everything is working. Ja, dat heb ik. Waar dan? I'm live. Patricia is telling me that I have to put the button live on, but it's already live. And everything is working, I think. So let's just see how everything is doing. So yeah, this is the first time, so it will be a bit getting used to it. But then again, everything is, Patricia is telling me it's working. Thank you very much. So we are live. So this is, I have to see what Nico is telling me. He says, what link? So I'm trying to get Nico as well in this setting. So I will invite him again. Copy to clipboard. And so, excuse for all this. Okay, I think it's working like this, and otherwise I'll have to do it in a different way. Let's do it like this. So it's a bit getting used to everything, but it's okay. Let me see if this is working like this. So yeah, so let's start. First thing I want to tell you and share with you is that normally every Friday at 5 o'clock I have this live healing session, light language healing session, and everybody brings up their own wishes, ideas of what needs to be healed, and more those things were moving towards collective healing and collective and galactic healing. So there's a point at a certain moment that you have to start moving into this, and then so change happens. And for today, this is the first live session for me. I did one with Patricia yesterday about our InnerSource Galactic Healing Center, but today is the first one, which is changing from the healing sessions which you were used to, hopefully, and you can find still on YouTube, and this new one. So for today, I asked for Nico, my good friend Nico, to join me, and so I will get him into the streaming and see so that we can work together for this powerful healing I'm planning to do. So let's ask Nico in. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine, and I can see that in the comments that also Kooten has joined, which is really nice. And I have to move myself into the middle, and Mariette Hansen and Nicola Lowry. And so beautiful. So Nico, I made a little plan for today, and I'm so happy that you are willing to join me and help me in this first live session. And I have to watch if I put my hands on the table, you can see it. And the table is moving, so I have to watch out for that. I made a little list, and of course I want to tell everybody that I changed my program from the normal life to what we're doing today. You were part of the last ones, and you could also feel, I think, what happened and change. And I was just saying that the change for me was that it was getting more collective healings and more galactic healings. And so it wasn't really the one of individual aspects. Plus, a good friend of mine told me that, Robert, maybe you should fine tune this because you do it like donation based and it's a love donation and everybody's free to donate to support the work. But if you handle specific personal or almost personal issues, it's not the right platform to use. So how was it for you, Nico? Could you see any change in the last sessions?
I feel for me itself, for me, it was very much a collective energy frequency that we were sending out. I
Mm.
felt that it was about the collective um,
Yeah.
and making more of a connection to the grid and knowing that we have a part of it. And that felt very, very powerful in our last session that we all, each one of us, has a part for the collective consciousness of what's happening in this world and how it's changing. So I felt it was very positive that way.
Mm. Yeah, and in my point of view, it could be even more powerful when we start um, wrapping up all these personalized views and
Mm,
still pick them up. So I'm still asking everybody if you have any questions for your personal situation to change or to put movement in, please drop a line and we will see if we can use it. But also, I want to work on specific items like I have to check it. It's like that everything is perfect, that it all depends on how pure you are for yourself, and even that is perfect. And it's like just be your inner light. And this is like the main for me the red line in life and red line. And it's easier to just connect to your heart. What I always say is put your hand on your heart, connect to your heart. Then it's easier. You shut off the mind a little bit, and you can get into your inner energy. And from there on, it's easier just to follow what's needed. In my belief system, you are connected to your higher self. You are part of your higher self. In fact, for me, my universe is my higher self. So let's if you feel like that, then and I will mold every question of which is personalized into this. So get to the purity, get to the kernel, get to the core. Together with Nico, and Nico is a very profound quantum healer, and quantum is just another name for a method of healing or a view of how you can heal. I think Nico is a really, really pure in the heart healer, and that's I think for me that's the most important. So we're gonna do some collective work on that. So what I would first want to start with, and before I start looking into the questions, and I thank everybody who's watching this already and being here. And if you want to put a question in, it's perfect. If you don't want, it's also perfect. But together with Nico, because Nico is very good into connecting into other person's energy, I want to ask Nico to connect in my energy so that I can put some codes in for this slide setup of that everything is perfect so that we all start realizing that everything is slash be pure and that everything is so much easier if you just start realizing that you only have to be your inner light and the rest is just destruction, it's seduction, it's just taking you away from this inner world. So what I want to do is start with codes, the source codes I can make, and I will do it together with Nico and this time, and just get everybody into purity. So here we go. So get into this purity. Start understanding that everything is perfectly orchestrated. So you only have to get into connection with your own heart. There is your purity. There is the photon of the source inside. Open that heart. Understand everything is already there. You don't need anything. It's already there. And maybe you can give some comments, and then we go.
This to me was more of a recalibration of what the work that's coming right now. So as you were being recalibrated, I was being recalibrated. And anyone that's watching this, past, present, and future, will be recalibrated for the collective work that's going to happen.
And then,
Everyone has a part of it.
Yeah, everybody's taking part.
Yeah, your energy, you're watching this. Doesn't matter whenever you're watching this, you're connecting right now to the aspect of this collective work that we're doing together by just being here within the aspect of your presence. It doesn't matter if you see this video later on, you are a part of this. You were the one that was meant. Look at this.
Beautiful. Yeah. And I saw a remark of Patricia, and she told me today to focus more. And I think that's important for everybody. Uh, Everything I'm saying is focusing on the heart energy, focus on your inner light, focus on that everything is perfectly orchestrated. You are your multidimensional being, slash, you are your higher self. So please focus on that. And I will help you with codes, so supporting your focusing. Focusing in all time, space, dimensions, all infinities. So all the distractions and the programs of distractions are leaving now. Let yourself be helped by beings, the beings behind me or the beings around you. Open that heart space a little bit more. Understand that everything is distracting you from getting into your heart. All is there. Everything is perfect. Focusing will help for supporting all these things to get into your inner light. So in the meantime, I'm making some notes of everybody's asking questions. Thank you for them. And saying hello to Koen. Thank you for being here. Of course, Nicola, Mariette, beautiful. From Curacao. So we're making the grid all over the world again. Patricia, thank you for coming here. Of course, my partner, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Hi,
Heavy
Kooten.
energy. Okay. And let's find a life partner. Also, raise world vibration. Raise world vibration is a good one. Yeah. On the topic of the life partner, it's if you are completely connected to your inner self, the right one will be presented to you. As long as you're not connected completely with your inner self, or still are judging or doubting, or things are still there, you will find partners to help you manifest those items. So the more you are in contact with your inner world, the bigger the chance will be of finding that life partner. Otherwise, there will be temporary partners to help you learn. Um, but for the raising the energy of the world, yes, please do, and we will work on that. It's a good one. It's a nice one. Um, I also saw the integration of downloads. And that's an aspect. Everybody can find ways to. It's merely, in my belief, it's a grounding thing. The more, if there are more downloads coming and you feel they are too heavy, find ways to to ground. Step with your bare feet on the grass. Connect to a tree by holding it. Um, Meditating can help. Anything which is normally for you working to ground. That will help to integrate this download. Sometimes a change of food or having an intermediate fasting or figure out what's your thing. Then it will help you to support in the download. And as it seems, every day there are more and more downloads. Every night there are more and more downloads. It's only increasing. So find your own way in this by practicing your own grounding methods. I will give some grounding codes for that as well. So what I'm going to do now is to integrate the integration of downloads, the grounding codes, and the raise of the vibration of the earth, which is the raise of the vibration of every being on this planet. And that will help to solve the issue of heavy energies. And heavy energies is almost all, for me, always connected to not grounded enough and not be in connection with your own self. Am I missing something in this, Nico?
No, I think you're right on. There's more right now. What's happening within the on Earth itself? We're receiving more light. And what that means is, with light, it comes information. So there's more information, and as you're part of everything on Earth, and light is going through your body itself. The feeling of being off grounding, where you're not grounded enough, is the aspect of you receiving the light and actually going through you. You see, all types of energy has to be within us, coming through us, and through us. So you have to be able to disseminate and allow the flow. So it's about flow, and that's what I believe you're talking about. It's about creating this aspect of flow, either through diet, through grounding yourself, through working inner wise, so you can actually allow that flow. You're like a filter, allowing energy to go through you, as a you are a part of it. So yes, excellent, excellent way of sharing.
Hmm. Um, yes, and Patricia I are also working on. We were working the last couple of months on clearing the pineal gland, and what we're integrating at this moment is clear the pineal gland, and then get the light completely go to every chakra, and then put it in the earth. So that's a different way of saying of putting what Nico was saying. So there are more techniques. Again, find your own way, which is suitable for you, best suitable for you, and which makes you feel comfortable. And also, it can change in time. So next month, maybe it's not the right thing to do again. You feel that. Feel, connect with your heart, feel your inner feeling. Let me give you some codes on this integration of all these downloads, the getting away of the heaviness of energies, so that you start understanding these energies are okay. They're everything is perfect. So also these energies, some extra grounding codes for you, and to raise the energy of every being on this planet and around this planet. Hmm. And Nicola saying, I've been walking in bare feet today and sat listening to the running water. I got running water here as well, and it's so amazing. It's beautiful. Those are really good tips. So please read also the comments because we can help each other a lot. And so thank you for that. And let me see. And of course, balance between higher self and our human form. So it's a matter of feeling what's happening. Oh, Nico's been called, and at the same, Mariette says has a few cats. Beautiful, thank you. So let me see. Okay, I see this question, and I want to share that. I feel a lot of low energies that I can release people around me. In my belief system, when I started awakening, and this is a process which has many layers, in my opinion, this awakening process. And every time I think, oh, I'm awake, then the next moment there is another layer popping up and showing me I wasn't awake at all compared to whatever I felt before. What helped me is to be authentic. So connect to the heart and really feel what's happening around you. Who is somebody resonating in my heart, like Nico and I. We are really resonating in the heart, uh, and everything which is not really purely resonating in your heart, you can seriously think about it, meditate, or take your time with it, if that's the right contact for you in your surrounding. So what I did in every awakening period is still is clearing up the space around me, and everything which was feeling good for me that helped could stay, and everything that didn't feel rightful, I started communicating with them and start pinpointing for myself what was not resonating. And sometimes there are little things which are core things which you don't obviously see, but still are there. So and that make me shift all the persons around me, and that's a continuous process, I think. So be authentic, Nika.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel as people are actually changing within and getting rid of programming, you can't actually be with those people that are not resonating with you as you were before because you're changing so much. And there's so much change that is happening right now that you need the people that are meeting you to be vibrating at a similar level, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, feel that, trust it, go with it. So
yeah, and also it's be authentic. So
authentic.
whatever you feel, start daring to speak out what you feel. And you don't have to make arguments with other persons. You can. It's like a dance. If or it's like the water in the river. If there's a rock in the river, the water goes around it. It doesn't start punching the rock all the time. It just goes around it. So if there's energies you don't resonate with, you just go around it. Like sometimes they say that life is a dance. You go around, you dance around it.
Hmm.
So being authentic doesn't really completely imply always start a fight or an argument. It's just like, okay, I understand this is not my resonation, so I move around it so that I can be completely as pure as I can be for myself. So let's put some quotes on that to help people support and trust that they are authentic. So in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, this is pure trust in all the systems around that you are the only one who can be the judge of your authenticity, your purity. When you're connected to your heart and open to this photon of the source, and combine this openness of the heart and the photon of the source, you can be that authentic person. So open this vocabularies. Shears. Shears. It's funny because Nico, we already talked about it a couple of times that the beings behind me, the blue beings I call them, but I think they're multicolor. They got the even bigger heads than I have, and and those beings they support the work I do. They help me. They start. If there's a healing done, they gather around, and I got some nice pictures. The artist from Art Soldier 77. She's an artist from I think it's New York, but she's beautiful. Exactly resonating with me. And during these codes, I can feel them even going more powerful through me than I usually can feel. So that's interesting
Mm,
for me.
mm. I'd like to just add to the last one with how these beings itself were actually implementing the last code that you just did. It was actually grabbing humanity and they were actually putting it into one vessel. And it looked like a person made up of every human within the world itself into one being. And they were clearing out as a collective. They were clearing out this one person or this one being made up of all of us, all our humans put together with these
Mhm.
codes. So it was this is all collective work, which is really wonderful. You were allowing me to see it. So
Yeah, that's a good thing about Nico. And he can see what's happening. He can see energies. Uh, in the meantime, Patricia is helping in comments because Patricia can feel energies. She can. It's
mm,
almost if you saw session of last week, Patricia and Nico, you were leveled completely. In every aspect, from different point of views, you can support the codes I can create, and it was really beautiful. So. I see in the comments. I don't know if you can see them, Nico, but I can see that people are commenting, and that there is information helping each other. So please do read the comments if it's possible, because I think they stand on Facebook, but I will look into that later how that exactly works. Remember, this is my first live, and it's working. So and I have many thanks for Patricia because she helped setting this all up and she did a lot of work in this. Um, I see that Mariette Hansen, she's writing that she's using Brazilian protective oils to release cosmos and she is authentic, but people can't handle that. Um, Being authentic is really hard because it's mostly, it's sometimes for me, it feels like being pure, but it doesn't, people don't need to handle that. I am what I am. And I stand for what I am. And I'm not standing in other person's way. I I passed that station. I'm not doing that because that takes me out of my being. Because then I start being into other person's energy, and I want to be my own energy. So maybe that helps if I'm telling you that. Um, it's like it's a past station for me to have the arguments or the convincing others or all these other outer world of outer my world energies. I'm just focusing on my energy, and being authentic for me means that I'm connected with my own energy, and that's enough. That's more than enough because everything on this planet, and that's again my belief system, is helping to distract, seduct, and take you out of your inner world. And the things what we are doing here is to try to create a space in which brings you, at least gives you tools and helps you to get into your inner world. So every time something outside happens, read that or hear that as a distraction, and that's like a red flag saying to you, watch out. this is outer world, get into my inner world, and I don't need a discussion, I don't need the argument, I don't need whatever. If it's a procedure, you just stick into your own energy, and the procedure from the others, it will vanish. And of course, maybe for me it's different because I moved to Spain, and but there are things here in protocols people use and do and whatever, and I'm not doing that. But I try to do it in such a way that I'm not offending them living their own protocols. Maybe that helps. I hope it helps. That's my belief system, but it works for me, and I hope it can work for you. Nico, can you fill in a little bit of what you are doing so that people can understand a little bit more of that? And I will look into the question.
Sure. I just wanted to add to the last comment is you're going back home. You know, you were born into a program under programs, and now you're at the place where you're coming back to you. So you're doing all this practice, and if people want to see you that way or not, that's okay. But you are going back to you, and
Yeah.
that's what we're all doing here. Myself, I'm a coach. I'm a healer. I'm a teacher. I work with many different types of modalities, and I'm coming back to myself as well too. And yeah, all I've been doing this for a long, long time. Uh, Healing people, working with people, teaching people, them teaching me every time. So as we're all students, right? So I've been just connecting and assisting people in the best way that Nico can, which is finding who you are and what is the original aspect of yourself
Mm,
coming
beautiful.
back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. And I often hear you say things, Nico, that um, it's for me it always feels like coming home because you are in you're talking the energy, the resonation, the frequencies of the things I'm feeling or making codes for. And what I believe is what a lot of people uh, stepped into the trap of distraction. Like myself, many times in this life already, I felt in the traps of distraction because it's so they're so perfectly made, and it's so easy, and you are so programmed to react to everything around you. And the whole trick, if it's a trick, or the whole thing is just go inside. Every time you feel a need to go outside, go inside. If you feel, and I saw that Mariette was somewhere writing that, but still hurts. If you feel that hurt, which is beautiful because it's showing you, hey, there's something I need in my inner world. There's some attention. There's some self-love. There's some purity, which can be a little bit polished, a little bit attention. And most of the time, we are too hard to ourselves. We're just like, we also programmed to work hard, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And it's always in full speed. And if you slow down a little bit and be gentle to yourself, remember, everything is perfectly orchestrated.
Gentle, gentle,
Yeah.
gentle,
So
gentle with my thoughts, gentle.
it's meant
Always.
to be. It's meant to be. If today wasn't the beautiful day you expected, maybe the expectation was a bit too big. So be gentle to yourself. And if something doesn't work out in the way you hoped, or recognize the children. They fall 1,000 times and stand up again with a smile. And I think that's being a human being, is to experience all these experiences and still have a smile. And that's be kind to yourself. It will really help. Absolutely. Um, and I see that Patricia try not to give energy to pain, but try to bring it to a 0 point. And what she means is that on this beautiful planet, we learned that there's two maximum sides, opposite. You can see it in the camera because it's twisted around for my face. So you got the plus and the zero, and if something happens to you and it's in the negative aspect, turn it around and see what it brings to you, and then feel that it's falling together again to zero. So if you are irritated by your neighbor, just try to understand what the neighbor is showing you and helping you with. And then you can feel immediately that that energy is falling to zero. It's the exercise. Nico.
And it's not always about you. They might be pointing to you and they might say, "Well, I don't like this that you've done or that." But it's really maybe a mirror of themselves. And you're the one that's there receiving that. And is it really about me or is it really about you?
Yeah,
Because, yeah, don't make it all about you. It might be just about them as well.
a beautiful point. I have, I have said a lot of times. In my opinion, there are two kinds of information. The first is information which is pointed at you because you need it so that you can do something with it. Or indeed, what Nico is saying, it's something somebody needs to get out of his or her system, but it wasn't meant for you. So we always, with the connection of the heart, hand on the heart, you can feel if that resonates with you. And oh yeah, um, I have some work or some issue to do with that. It's in my inner world, or doesn't resonate. Maybe it wasn't for me. So yeah, it's beautiful. I see that Jessica is also in the house. Really beautiful that you are here, and thank you that you came here. Um, so I have to peek on my little list. Okay, so let's. I saw a couple of remarks already, and that's related to be your inner light for me. And what I believe is that if with the codes I already worked with, it's so we got the focus. We know it's the inner world. We know how to get the information around us if it's yours or not. We get it to the 0 point. We put everything into the light in our inner world, and let's make that inner light as big as possible. Together with all these people being here already, and later on watching this, we can make a network around the world, our own matrix, the one of pure love and light, and create this beautiful expanding light. We can illuminate the whole, all universes, not the whole, all universes with our light. So let's focus on that for a little second. So I'm going to connect everybody to the photon of the source in their heart. Connect everybody watching this now and later. And now start pumping up your illuminated light. Let it come out of all your chakras, all your fields. And at every program which is limiting your light, your ability of shining your light to the maximum, let all these programs fade away in all time, space, dimensions, and infinity.
That one just really cleared my throat chakra. Speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. I, that's what, and it was for the group. Whoever's watching this, it's time to speak our truth.
Yeah. And it helps for everybody to know and understand that we are not alone. We never are alone. You are by choice, by your own choice, alone. If you put your hand on your heart, you understand that you're not alone anymore because you're directly in contact with your source, with your higher self. And next to that, it's also normal, completely normal to reach out and ask somebody for whatever you need at that moment. The other person can always say, no, but mostly they will say, of course, I'm glad you asked. So you are not alone. The same in the comments. You can see people reacting to each other, helping each other, giving tips and advice. It's beautiful. This matrix of illuminated light of purity we just created is helping to manifest for everybody, all beings, that you don't need to be alone. We can help each other, and we are really good in helping each other. It's like our second nature or first nature. Well, I'm not sure about if it's first or second, but they're competing to each other.
Well, I feel that we're all one and all is one. And this group and everyone out there are pretending we're not one. And us doing this is what we're naturally uh, in our frequency. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to connect with each other. We're supposed to create this vortex that we're all in right now. Because even if you are watching this from your home, you are part of this vortex. And there's so much love that is flowing within the frequency of each other. And we are all part of the one. And being part of all the one means there's no separation. We're just pretending there's a separation. But
Hmm.
I am you and you are me. And all of us are coming back, like you were saying, this dance that goes like this, right? So this is so beautiful that you've opened up a space like this, Robert, where you give the opportunity of people, wherever they are in the world, to connect and create vortexes like this, where they can clear their throat, they can clear their inner balance, they can recalibrate within an aspect of the work that you do that is so profound and so beautiful. So thank you. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you
And
for
I'm
saying.
honored that you invited me to this first recording to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
It's for me. It was I needed some assistance in the because it's very. It seemed for me really hard to sit here in my by my own and just talk to the audience you don't can talk to. And I didn't want that because last week we had such a beautiful
Mm.
um, interaction of energies. It was so powerful. It was really like very, very enlightening. And of course, we know each other now for what is it? Not that long. It's like a year or something like that,
Yes.
about. And and the energy is like two magnets, like, and so my best friend Nico can be here, so why not? And you I asked you, and you said yes, and I was like, great. And for technical reasons, because our Wi-Fi is in this temporary house is not as strong, Patricia and I decided that Patricia wouldn't be here because then we had to use another computer on the Wi-Fi, and the last days it completely like from maximum to minimum zero or whatever. So it's always like a little gamble. So we decided not to do it. But it's soon she can join as well because I want to have her here as well. But
I gotta
Nico,
tell you, the connection's amazing.
yeah, StreamYards, that's
Amazing.
yeah, beautiful. So it's good to hear that. Yeah, beautiful. And so and Patricia is so she's still on the background. She still also said hand on the heart. And if you haven't seen anything from me yet, I'm always I'm a big promoter of duct tape. So put your hand on your heart, stick it with duct tape on your heart, because if you wear your hand on your heart the whole day, you will make decisions straight from the heart. You will stop your mind, which is mostly distracting and seducting, like the outer world. It's programmed wrongly. So just take that out, screw it up, just listen to the heart, and then you can make decisions which is resonating to you. Your heart is always right. It's always right. It's your compass. You just can completely rely on that. It's the best thing you have in your own hands. So I can make some codes for everybody to open Because sometimes people say, "Ah, well, it looks stupid in the shop when I'm standing there like this." I said it's more stupid if you make the wrong decision for yourself. So just do it, and who cares what another is thinking? Because we are all unique. There's no comparison. Everybody's a being. We all look like the beings behind. For everybody, everybody is weird or whatever you think. So just put your hand on your heart as much as possible. And of course, a good friend of us, Lex, he told me when I'm dancing, I can't put my hand on my heart. I said, okay, I exaggerate. So you put your hand always on your heart when it's possible. And as soon as it's possible, maybe, and even if you sleep, I often put my hand on the heart during the night. Because when I'm dreaming or when thoughts come in, the hand helps you to calm down, to slow your energy, to just get relaxed. So I will give some codes, and Nico, can you join in my mind again to help people to understand that the heart is the connection. It's the compass. It's helping you, guiding you where you need to be. Fuuka ainya ta'a, shumrana chi chi chi, suukuku shir, nears. So let all these programs go away, which is disconnecting you from the right part. That's your heart. So connect every chakra of your being, of your field to your heart. And remember, in your heart is the photon of the source. That's the particle of the source directly related from the source. It's life in you. Shtuka ada achikatana goto shkum aya shkoto ununum kuko shi go tata zir kototo chikoku ni nana shuma shi u vu chi 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 koto to vrt chikubo.
What a major recalibration for the group watching this.
Thank you.
We work very much with these beings. So, then I met these beings, as I told you, and I left her, and I see that they have this built around the earth, and they're part of the evolutional stage of actually raising the vibrations, the frequency of the changes that are happening right now. So you work very closely, Robert, with this collective. It's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Any other codes that come in as you recalibrate more and more of yourself, you bring a more of a crystalline aspect. You're actually like a hammer coming in and taking off whatever's not needed. It's very, very powerful. But it's done with gentleness, this hammer. Okay, it's done with love. It's a hammer of love. Thank you.
That makes me speechless, but not frequency-less. Let me see, because I see Patricia as telling me a lot of things. I had a bad feeling in the night, and it takes your. If you had a bad feeling, it takes. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It will help to connect you, and it also will. Let me see. With all the heavy energy right now, so Patricia is helping everybody, and Patricia is feeling a lot. So
Thank
that's
you.
the energy which is in this group. And even if you listen to it later, it will work on. Please have a look at what she's saying, and if it resonates, again, and that's for everybody. Things resonate, so your heart, hand on the heart, will tell you if this is meant for you or not, and you can feel it. And it's like singing or talking or learning Spanish. It's something you have to learn to practice, and because it's already in you. It's easy to learn. You're direct with it. You connected with it already. And the more you put your hand on your heart and you get this feeling, in the beginning, I felt this is my heart, and this area was just my hand, which was getting warmer. And now the area is getting bigger and bigger, and the heart is getting bigger and bigger. So you practice with it as much as you can, because it's making you so much more aligned with what you are. And that brings the pureness in front. So please, the roll of duct tape, and it helps you a lot.
This is hard work. This work that is happening that we're all sharing right now, the more your heart is open, like Robert is saying, the more you're connected to your heart, where you can open it up more, the more you will get, the more you will be a part of, the more you will receive from this, because this is hard work. This is not head work. This is connecting, taking the head, putting it on the side, connecting to the heart and saying, okay, here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am, completely open. I'm trusting. I'm
Mm.
open. I want to receive and I want to give. And Robert, this is really beautiful that you say, let's go back to the heart, to the heart, to the heart. Open it up, connect with it, connect with it. I know with a lot, with when you're sending healing, a lot of it, or you're sending energy, comes from the right hand. It's received from the left and it gives out from the right itself. So imagine putting it on your heart when you're doing this work. You're opening it up, but you're also healing, self-healing yourself.
Mm. Yeah.
Really, by putting my hand here. Oh, so Robert, are you telling me to self-heal myself all the time, to put a duct tape, to always be healing myself? Yeah, that's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling everyone. So bless you.
Mm. And so for some people, what Nico is telling is what Nico can see. But if you feel that you're left or you're right, it doesn't really matter. Start with one hand or maybe two.
Yeah.
Just feel whatever fits, and it will find its way. It will follow its way. I want to show this from Mariette. Um, she said thank you all, of course, and that's what I think as well. And she knows that I know that how hard it is for her to attend, and that's true because she's working with all these beautiful cats, and she's making how do you say it, a safe place for all these cats in Curacao. And time is also different at Curacao, so she's in the middle of you and me, Nico. So it's during the day, hard work for her. And I'm really
Mm.
pleased that you made it, Mariette. And really hope, and let me know later on if it was worthwhile for you. And I think it was, because she also says that somehow I needed to be here today, and that is how things work.
Yeah, and you were needed to be here. I never dream of cats, and I saw two cats in my dream. About an hour, 2 hours ago, I just woke up right now, and they were both in cages crying for food. And I was going to bring them food. So there was two cats. I don't know if it means anything to you, but there was two cats. They were in a cage and they were kittens, and they needed to eat. So they needed to be fed. So and we're feeding them. So yeah.
Mhm. So almost almost done. I want to keep you informed. So this is going to be weekly. This is going to be weekly, live, and sometimes I will be alone, sometimes with Patricia and with Nico or other persons. You are always able to put your question in, and I will try to handle the question as good as I think. Um, there's also weekly on Thursday at 7 o'clock Amsterdam time, where the InnerSource Galicia is informing the progress. We are going to do a regular topic, and we, as Patricia, myself, and maybe Patricia alone, and myself alone, we figure that out in the near future with related healing sessions topics. That's a subscription based. This is donation based. If you want to donate, you're welcome, but there's no need for it in whatever way. It's just the expression of energy if you feel like it helps you in some manner. I do one-on-one healing sessions. You can contact me on Facebook, or you can find all the recordings on YouTube as well. Patricia and I do duo on one healings. It can also be duo on duo healings. Uh, and then you have the advantage that Patricia can feel any emotion, and I can make codes for that. So we can. It's like we are a team connecting all these beautiful energies together, and I express it like there's no way out for you then, because sometimes people are still trying to hide in a healing session, and there's no way out at that moment. We are also make some. Nico is. You can find Nico on Facebook, Nico Amoris, and Nico has a lot of interesting things. He's not only a healer, he's working with quantum energy in many aspects. If you want anything to know on quantum, or you want anything to know on how Nico is healing, please contact him. You can always ask me as well. But he's a beautiful being, as you can see and feel and understand. And just so contact him. Yeah, that's Nico. I want to thank everybody who was here enormously, and especially mention Patricia again, because she's doing a lot of things on preparing on the background and in the comments streams. Not everybody is seeing, but she's really working hard on that. So thank you, Patricia, again. Everybody who was here, if you liked it, please leave your comments in wherever you can. Share it if sharing is caring, and because this grid, this network needs to expand more and more and more. If you believe that the beings around you are, you can't see them, you can't feel them, but sometimes you understand that they are there, you can always talk to them, communicate with them, ask them questions, hand on the heart, just start communicating with them. They're, how do you call it, trembling to standing on their toes just to help you, and they're really pleased if you start communicating. The more you communicate, the more you feel their energies. So I hope this was the first one. I hope everybody liked it. If you didn't like it, tell me, and tell me what you didn't like. If you liked it, tell me, and tell me what you liked. If in the meantime, next Friday, there's another one. If in the meantime you have any questions, just put them in Messenger, and so I can work on that as well. Uh, so
And
thank you very
yeah,
much.
and I think one more last thing, they can if anybody wants to contact, right? They can contact you, or if they have any questions regarding anything, because there's
Exactly.
no silly questions, right? Are you taking emails? Is that how you're doing it? How would if people have questions, or how should they do it?
They can do it through Messenger. That's the easiest way.
Messenger? Okay, perfect.
And of course, I got an email, and they can, if they think it's more a female question, they can ask Patricia if they feel more secure in that.
Amazing.
Anything what's feeling right, what resonates. Yeah.
Excellent.
So everybody, I'm gonna end this broadcast. I'm still gonna be a little bit with Nico uh, to have the after party.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Yeah, now it's really happening. No, seriously. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very,
Thank
very much
you.
for being here and this first one. And I hope to see you soon again. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.